Oga Kyul was a lazy man. One day, he found a magic pot that could multiply anything he put inside. He became rich, but when his greedy neighbor Madam Ebubu used the pot in secret, trouble started for the whole village. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for full story. So this is the treasure he hides. A dirty old pot. Is this what he's guarding like gold? She chuckled to herself and shook her head. Foolish man. But just as she was about to leave, her golden earring slipped from her ear and rolled across the floor into the pot. She gasped, "Chinik! My earring!" She rushed forward, trying to pick it up. But before her eyes, the pot began to shake. The single earring multiplied, and within seconds, the pot overflowed with earrings, spilling all over the bed. Madam Ebubu's mouth hung open. Her hands trembled as she picked them up, her eyes shining like someone who had just discovered a hidden kingdom. So this is the secret, she whispered, clutching the earrings to her chest. This pot can multiply anything. Huh! From today, my life will change forever. She quickly grabbed as many earrings as she could and ran out before Oga Kyul returned. That evening, when Oga Kyul came back inside, he found the pot still on the bed. He laughed lazily, saying, lucky me. Nobody saw it. He pushed it back under the bed, not knowing that Madam Ebubu now carried his deeper secret in her greedy heart. From the moment Madam Ebubu discovered the magic pot's power, her mind was no longer at rest. She could not sleep, she could not eat, she could not even greet her neighbors without thinking about the pot. If one small earring can turn into hundreds, she thought, then what if I put bigger things? I will become the richest woman in this whole land. The next morning, while Oga Kyul carried his meat to the market, Madam Ebubu sneaked into his hut. She tiptoed, her heart pounding like talking drums. She lifted the bed gently and found the pot, hidden in the hole. He thought he was smart, she whispered with a wicked smile. First, she dropped one of her fine bone-straight wigs into the pot. In seconds, the pot overflowed with wigs, shining and bouncing as if they came straight from the city. Madam Ebubu laughed so hard that tears rolled down her cheeks. She packed them quickly into a sack and ran home. Day after day, whenever Oga Kyul was away, Madam Ebubu would enter his room like a thief. She dropped gold bangles, wrappers, even foodstuffs into the pot. And each time, she grew bolder, greedier, and more careless. She no longer feared being caught, she only dreamed of what next she could multiply. But one day, her greed pushed her too far. She returned from the market with a fat, live chicken she had bought for Christmas. As she tied its legs and looked at the pot, she grinned. If small things can multiply, imagine if I put this chicken. I will have hundreds of chickens in one night, she said. Little did she know that the pot had one rule: it could never multiply anything with blood and life. By trying to break this rule, Madam Ebubu was about to unleash a disaster that would shake the whole village. Madam Ebubu waited until Oga Kyul went out, then rushed into his room with the fat Christmas chicken. She tied the chicken's legs tight and pushed it into the pot. At first, nothing happened. She frowned and muttered, maybe it would take time. Then suddenly, the pot began to shake. The ground rumbled. Before her eyes, not one, not two, but dozens of chickens began flying out of the pot. They filled the room, flapping their wings, crowing, and scattering feathers everywhere. Madam Ebubu clapped her hands with joy.